Super kicking it with Kelsi, we're kicking it. It's a show about wrestling.
Hi, I'm here with Erik, and we're going to discuss some of his wrestling artwork. Erik, tell me, why do you choose wrestling as one of your topics of your art?
Well, when I first started out doing anything comic-wise was when my dad gave me a whole big box of comics. So I really got into comics. At the same time, I was a huge wrestling fan, and back then, you didn't get to watch it on TV unless you had cable, and we never had cable, so we'd go to the video store and rent all the pay-per-views. Here, as I was starting doing as a touring artist, I figured, well, what would be something unique that I haven't seen before? And I figured, well, why don't I take two things that I really love, throw them together, and see what happens. So the first one I did was the Bret the Hitman Hart, which is based on Amazing Spider-Man 129. And I got a lot of really positive feedback, and people kept asking to see more and do more in that style. So it just grown from there, and I've got about 12 different ones right now. I'm hoping to get to about 50 and maybe put together an art book.
Can you tell us about the other 12?
Yeah, sure. Basically, it comes down to either appearances. I try to make something for some appearances, or there's popular historical things that have happened in wrestling. Like, for example, the WrestleMania match between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. It's one of the key matches that people just remember. So I try to capture matches like that. Also in that WrestleMania 3, there was the Macho Man Dragon Steamboat match. Still one of the best matches in wrestling history. So I did one with Tales of Suspense to kind of capture that. And since then, it's kind of popped up different things, like Chris Jericho was recently a guest at Steel City Con in Pittsburgh, which is a great promotion for wrestling fans. And so he was there, and I figured, well, I'll take Prince Namor #1, which Namor had been around for a while, and this was his first issue, and so I kind of collected a lot of his historical moments. So if you look at the Chris Jericho one, on the outside edges, and this is the part that he loved the most, was all the little bits and pieces from his past. His time in WCW, his time winning both championships when he came to WWE, and the different little odds and ends, and he really got a kick out of that. With Finn Balor coming up real popular from NXT, I found, got the idea to do it using Jack Kirby's The Demon, which is even more appropriate. So I found Demon #1, and I did a layout similar to that for the Finn Balor piece that I debuted at this show.
Nice. And can you tell us what materials you use to create your art and what's it printed on, etc.?
Sure. Everything starts out as rough sketches, and from there I bring it into the computer, get the layout just the way I want it, and then I use a program called Clip Studio, and I have a Wacom tablet that's real big that I can draw right on, and I do the final pencils and the inks and the colors all right there. And then I go into Adobe Illustrator and design the typeface, the layout, the logos. I try to get the logos to have that same feel and visual look as the old vintage logos. So I have to do a lot of customization of fonts and things like that to really get them to look. So I spend a lot of time doing that as well. And then they're generally printed out on a real nice poster stock, something that's durable and with really bright, brilliant color. I have a really good printer that I work with, and they're able to get those nice pops of color because I like bright stuff. So I use a lot of magentas and cyans, and so things can be pretty color heavy.
Well, I love your art. It's so beautiful and it's so creative. And can you please tell us how we can check it out, how we can buy it, and where to reach you?
Sure. #1 location is Facebook, Erik Hodson Illustrations. I have a Patreon. It's Hey Melby under Patreon. That's HeyMelby. And you can actually directly support the wrestling posters and the other art that I produce as well from there. Twitter and Instagram are both Hey Melby again. And I check social media constantly. I always have it up, so I usually respond right away. On the Facebook page, this is very important. There is a album with all of the wrestling images in there. I monitor the comments all the time, looking for great ideas. I've got a fan-submitted comment for D-Generation X-Force that I'm working on. So when that's done, that's going to be pretty exciting.
That is exciting. I can't wait to see it. And so thank you so much for giving your time, and I hope to see more of your artwork soon. I'm definitely going to purchase some. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
A delightful, dilapidated production. Super Kicking It with Kelsi.